gonna do one more musical offering. The Days of Awe. We're coming to the close of the Days of Awe. 10 days. We've had to have a look around, have inside, outside. We're making the turn. And we're here tonight to help us all feel that mystery as we make the turn. In the days of awe, we come together to center ourselves. In the days of awe, we come together to cleanse ourselves, to show our returning to the essence, to show we are turning, returning to the essence of who we are, of who we are, of who we are, of who we are. In the days of awe, we come together to center ourselves. In the days of awe, we come together to cleanse ourselves, to show our turning, returning to the essence, to show our sweet surrender to the essence, to show our turning, returning to the essence of who we are, of who we are, of who we are, of who we are.
I'll officially welcome you. I'm Jordan Michaels, I'm the president of Ottalam. Ottalam means until forever, eternal. And it was started by Rabbi Hanan Sells, who's no longer with us, but we're carrying on the tradition of bringing a living renewal style services, normally in Eugene, Oregon, and now going out into eternity in Zoom. And I want to give a special welcome to the presenters today. In the meadow there is Rob Tobias, and our featured music today is coming from Aruna Beth Miriam Rose. And can you guys turn your camera back on there so I can see you? And also, we have cello for the Kol Nidre service, and joining in on a bunch of songs, Amy Danziger, there she is. Wade, yeah. And Rob, why don't you wave to us? And Aruna Beth, Miriam Rose, right there. Okay. And we got some additional vocals, Elizabeth Shapiro. And let me let me spotlight you there, Elizabeth. There's Elizabeth, and your partner Steve. And Elizabeth will be joining us for some things. And Michael Hall, somewhere behind the meadow, taking care of some camera work. So I want to thank Michael for his work on our services here. And special thanks to Rabbi Hanan, we'll hear more about later, who taught us to do this and to taught us how to live. And another special thank you to all you joining us now. And I'm going to say one more thing about everybody joining us now, which is you guys turn on your cameras, then we can see you all. So I noticed a bunch of you had your cameras on. There we go. Okay. And I'll have a few more announcements later on, but it's a long service. So let's get on with it. And we have a reading on awe, and that's Abraham Joshua Heschel, who's one of Hanan's and our favorite teachers. And does somebody want to go ahead and just unmute themselves and read that to us?
You might want to call on somebody.
Julian, I see you there. Julian's in India. He's my son. And there he is.
It's very zoomed in, I see. Or is that just on my screen? Oh, here we go. On awe, Abraham Joshua Heschel. Awe is an act of insight into a meaning greater than ourselves. The beginning of awe is wonder, and the beginning of wisdom is awe. Awe is a way of being in rapport with the mystery of all reality. Awe enables us to perceive in the world intimations of the divine, to sense in small things the beginning of infinite significance, to sense the ultimate in the common and the simple, to feel in the rush of the passing, the stillness of the eternal.
Thank you, Julian. And I'm going to read a little quote from Rabbi Nachman that Sharon liked. Rabbi Nachman was the great-grandson of the Baal Shem Tov, founder of the Hasidic movement. As the hand held before the eye conceals the greatest mountains, so the little earthly life hides from the glance the enormous lights and mysteries of which the world is full. One who can draw it away from one's eyes, as one draws away a hand, beholds the great shining of the inner worlds. And Aruna Beth's going to lead us in the candle lighting.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
So, actually, we're going to have everybody. We have a reading, I think, the human spirit.
Oh, Debbie's going to read the human spirit for us.
Okay, great.
First, the dog spirit had to
So
enter.
I would just like to say the candles are a reminder of the one's holy presence. In enlightening them, we divide the mundane from the sacred time, from this sacred time.
Hi, Debbie.
Okay. The human spirit is the lamp of the eternal, searching out what lies within us. Guided by the flame of consciousness, on a sacred night, we search for truth. Shine your light upon us as we strive to serve you. May we find safety in your faithful love. We light the flame of healing and forgiveness on this at one midnight. We give thanks for love.
And I would like you all to join with me on a little song as we bless the candles, so we can stay connected even if we're all in these little pieces of computers. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, from this we live. Please join me. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, from this we live. One more time, and the dog is welcome too. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, from this we live. And I would like to invite Kaya Singer to have a little beautiful prayer for the candles before we light them. Kaya, are you around?
Can we figure out whose dog that is and mute that particular thing?
Does anybody know?
Okay, can you hear? I hope, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi,
Okay,
Kaya.
good. Hi. Okay, as I hold my candle, I give blessings to the Mother Earth for her gifts of pure nature, fresh air, beautiful rivers. To her, the Earth Mama, I give my love and my heart and soul healing for the forests and all the creatures who live on the planet. May we live in harmony with giving and receiving. Blessings.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kaya. So now I want everyone to get their candles ready. And I'm going to push 3 times. We're old-fashioned these days with matches.
It's on a big screen.
May the fire we kindle here at this holy day help us to find a universal light and love for all beings. Baruch atah Adonai, brichat Shekhinah, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav,
So Emily,
v'tzivanu להדליק נר של יום הכיפורים. Blessed are you, source of life, spirit of the universe, creator of the dark and source of all light, who makes us holy through calling us to kindle the flames, to enter into Yom Kippur and marking this day as holy. And as usual, when we do something for the first time, hi Emily, I can hear you, hello. We always say a Shahakiyanu. And so I want to invite everyone to say our Shahakiyanu prayer. And this is the first time this year that we are lighting the Yom Kippur candles. So let's see where we are. Baruch atah Adonai, brichat Shekhinah, Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Blessed are you, source of life, spirit of the universe, who has granted us life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this special moment.
Amen.
Welcome, everybody. We did it. Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, I mentioned it before. He suffered a lot of depression in his life, and he believed that it was up to us to fight that and remain hopeful and learn how to live. One of his sayings was, all of life is a narrow bridge, and above all, we must not fear. Most of what happens in our life is out of our control. We can affect things a little bit here and there, and influence things, but most of that is out of our control. Things happen, weather, storms, fires, smoke, pandemic, racists, fascists. You can't stop most of them. You can work on it, you can make changes slowly, and things will happen. Above all, he said we must stay out of fear. Let's not see ourselves as victims. Let's not let ourselves fill with hatred. Fear takes us out of the present moment where choice is possible. When we fall into fear, instinct and survival mechanisms take over. The behavior becomes automatic and reflexive. A reptilian brain takes over. Fear leads to fight, flight, or paralysis.
All the world is just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge. All the world is just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge.
Ko haulang kulo, gesher tsar meu, gesher tsar meu, gesher tsar meu. Ko haulang kulo, gesher tsar meu, gesher tsar meu.
And above all, is not to fear at all. Above all, is not to fear at all. Is just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge. All the world's just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge.
Transgressions involving the relations between humans and the eternal, or involving vows made to oneself, these are atoned for by the Day of Atonement. Those involving the relations between one human and another are not, until the one who has committed a misdeed has appeased the one who was hurt. And all together read, and so I do hereby forgive all who have hurt me, all who have wronged me, whether deliberately or inadvertently, whether by word or deed.
Amazing.
May no one be punished on my account. As I forgive and pardon those who have wronged me,
those who have wronged me, may those who I have harmed and forgive and pardon me.
whether I acted
deliberately or inadvertently, whether by word or by deed. Wow, look how nice they did this. They showed the Torah with a picture, a tree of life.
You don't want to make it again?
How?
Alan.
Hello?
Hi, Alan.
I'm here.
Can you mute, please?
I can't.
Wait.
Oh, wait. Shut off the mic. Got it.
You want your video?
He enters with a bang.
Jordan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Did you read A Light yet? I think,
Oh.
or Rob, are you going to read that?
I can read that.
Okay.
That for Rob.
A light which transcends all limits and bounds, is sown in our hearts at this time. We ask now that this light, cleanse and purify us, renew us in joy, and release the tzedakah within us to shine forth.
And please join us as we sing Or Zarua Lad Sadiq. And Arab will be holding the Torah and passing it to all of you, or virtually. And so I'm going to invite him to do that as we sing this. Or Zarua Lad Sadiq, Uleishre Lev Simcha. Or Zarua Lad Sadiq, Uleishre Lev Simcha. Please join me. Or Zarua Lad Sadiq, Uleishre Lev Simcha. Or Zarua Lad Sadiq, Uleishre Lev Simcha. Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright of heart. Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright of heart. Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright of heart. Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright of heart. Light is sown for each soul, joy lives in our true heart. On life's journey we go, it's never too late for a new start. Light is sown for each soul, joy lives in our true heart. On life's journey we go, it's never too late for a new start. It's never too late for a new start. Lie, la, lie, lie, la, lie, lie. Lie, lie, la, lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 la, lie, lie, lie. Lie, lie, la, lie, lie, lie.
If anybody feels moved to read something off the screen live when it's time, put your hands up if you can figure out how to do that. Rob, do you want to convene the Beit Din?
Light is sown for the righteous, and joy for the upright in heart. A message from ourself to ourself. We each grant ourselves permission to pray. It's okay. We're born fine, then we begin defining, and we seek spirituality to refine ourselves. We give ourselves permission to look at ways we can remember how fine we are. We see our flaws and know there is perfection. And like the unfixable bucket that unknowingly waters the flowers along the path, we are perfect in our imperfection. And so we remind ourselves and we point our heart in the direction we want to go, and we let the divine flow. We pray for forgiveness, for giving charity, and for receiving and forgetting. We pray. And Jordan, you're going to help us with the intro to the Kol Nidre.
Sorry, yes, I'm going to now. A technical issue. Kol Nidre means all vows. and its classic text, repeated 3 times, each time louder, is a renunciation of all oaths and vows. It seems strange to begin the holiest day of the year, the day which we spend asking God to forgive us for all transgressions, by breaking former promises. But a nader is not just a vow or promise that you vocalize to another person. It is a word that denotes all commitments, attachments, and ties that bind. We can think of a nader as the idols of the mind. They are the ideas we invest ourselves in, whereby we construct ourselves and our roles. By renouncing all vows, we declare our commitment to break the bonds that keep you from traveling on the journey within. From our entangled traps, we cannot see clearly which idols of the mind are no longer serving ourselves or serving our higher purpose. And the translation to the Kol Nidre. Somebody want to read that? Take that on. Unmute yourself and start, and I'll find you.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
All right, so where do I start? By consent of the group? It's what
Yes.
I see on screen.
No, all vows.
No. Yes, above that, all vows.
Your picture is covering the words.
Okay, somebody that can see the words. Okay, can read it. Can read it. Alan, I'm sorry. Somebody who can
All
read
right.
All right.
I got it.
the. Okay.
All vows, oaths, promises, and all manner of binding of soul with which I bind myself, limit myself, constrain myself from this Yom Kippur until the next Yom Kippur. I hereby release, disavow, and declare null and void from this time forward. The binding shall not really bind, the constraints shall not constrain, and the limitations shall not in any way limit my power. Amen.
Thank you, Alan.
So we're going to now chant the Kol Nidre, and on the third time around, we ask that you join us. By consent of this group, gathered here in this space, and consent of the powers on high, we will share in this prayer and admit we have erred, all together and apart, you and I. וחרמי וקונמי וכינויי וכינוסי ושבוע Dina Dana Din Dana Udishtabana Udiacharina Vediasarna Al Nafshatana Miyom Kippurim Zeh Ad Yom Kippurim Haba Aleinu Letova Kol Hom Icharatna v'hom Kon Yehon Shiran Yehon Shiran Shiviti B'teilin Muvutalim La Shiririn V'la Kayamin Nidrana La Nidre Vyasarana La Esoriu Shivuatana La Shivu Udishtabana je vais dire, Betemin Rutani, La Shirin, La Kayamin, Nidana, La Nidre.
Kind of beautiful. Elizabeth, can you read the next reading, Holy Darkness? I mean, For Darkness?
Yes. How blessed are we, one with the infinite, the whole of creation, and the mystery at its depths, bringing on the evening's darkness. Hama Ariv Aravim. Also, hi, Dad and Renee in New York.
And so you can join me in this prayer by Rabbi Naomi Levy. And I have no voice left. That was it. But we're going to do our best. As the holy darkness descends upon me, I offer this prayer to you, my God. Please join me. As the holy darkness descends upon me, I offer this prayer to you, my God. May the peace and the holiness I feel this night remain with me always. May the peace and the holiness I feel this night remain with me always. May my fears give way to faith. May my worries and pain turn to laughter and joy. And may the lessons of the darkness fill my days with awe, so that I may learn to know you, my God. So that I may learn to know you, my God, all the days and dark nights of my life. As the holy darkness descends upon me, I offer this prayer to you, my God. As the holy darkness descends upon me, I offer this prayer to you, my God. Amari Varavi. And we're going to do a Baruch Hu. We're going to have the Shekhinah first with Elizabeth. She was supposed to be singing with us, Elizabeth Shapiro, but because of COVID, we're all separate. But so I'm so glad that she's going to sing this with her partner. Name?
Steve.
Anyway, Steve. Okay. So please invoke the Shekhinah, and then we're going to do a longer, beautiful invoking after that.
Baruch Hu,
Baruch Hu,
dear one,
dear one,
Shekhinah,
Shekhinah,
holy name.
holy name.
When I call on the light of my
soul, I come home.
Baruch Hu,
Baruch Hu,
dear one,
dear one,
Shekhinah,
Shekhinah,
holy name.
holy name.
When
I call on the light of my soul, I come home. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home.
Beautiful. Yes, we're clapping. Thank you, Elizabeth Shapiro. If I had a daughter, I would hope her she'd be like you. Long key. So I would just like you to join in as you are able. You'll get the melody and the words are there. Om Yom Kippur Shalom, Holy Way of the Most High. Om Yom Kippur Shalom, I sense your presence. Om Yom Kippur Shalom, Holy Way of the Most High. Om Yom Kippur Shalom, I sense your presence. Alan, please mute.
Okay, I love you.
And I am the light within your soul, in the essence of truth and right. Love makes the circle whole. Here we stand in line, waiting for some sacred sign. But to find the balance is the purpose of this time. To restore the balance of the universal mind. And in the presence of my source of light and love, everything I see aspiring to be free. And when I call to thee and come on bended knee, surrender to the all-pervading light and love. Reflections of the one surrounding me with love. And I sense your presence, yeah, I sense your presence. I sense your presence, yeah, I sense your presence. Within and without, above and below, yeah. East, west, north and south, I sense your presence. Without and within, below and above, yeah. East, west, north and south, I sense your presence. I sense your presence. Join me. And I am the light within your soul, in the essence of truth and right. Love makes the circle whole. And when I call to thee and come on bended knee, surrender to the all-pervading light and love. Reflections of the one surrounding me with love. For to find the balance is the purpose of this time. To restore the balance of the universal mind. I sense your presence, yeah, I sense your presence. I sense your presence. Yeah, I sense your presence. Please join me in the Barhu. Barhu. Barhu et Adonai HaMevorach et HaMevorach Li'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Li'olam Va'ed. HaMevorach Li'olam Va'ed. Blessed is the source of being that is always blessing us.
For love. And when we look up at the majesty of the night sky, we sense our own smallness. For you, way of the universe, have placed us in a world of struggle and pain. Yet through love, you have given us the power to transcend these. We experience your love through our inner depths where you abide, through our links with our people and with all people, through the teachings of Torah and all wisdom, through the caring we give and receive. Pondering all these, we can reach you, the eternal, day or night. May our love open us to embrace all humanity, and may we come to see this love as part of the energy flowing through the universe, making all things one.
Please join us as you get the melody. Cold water washes me down, bringing with it part of the ground. The giants tower high, the ocean nearby is calling me, calling me. We are loved by the river flowing to the sea. We are loved by the soil cradling your feet. We are loved by the sun, the moon, and the stars. We are loved, 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 we are loved. Fog rolls in, kisses my face, mist in breaking, spiraling with grace. The sun shines through, showing all the blue, calling me, calling you. We are loved by the blanket of misty ocean air. We are loved by the mountains creviced with their wear. We are loved by the wind, the rain, and the clouds. We are loved, 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 we are loved. I look at the horizon so vast, telling me I can expand at last. Wind and water dance, shifting in a trance, calling me, calling you. We are loved by that never-ending line. We are loved by something so big and wise. We are loved by the breath, the rise and the fall. We are loved we are loved, we are loved. We are loved, we are loved, we are loved. We are loved, we are loved, we are loved. We are loved, we are loved, we are loved. Ahavat, ahavat, oh love. Ahavat, ahavat, oh love. Blessed are you, Shekhinah, living within us and in all creation, loving in all love.
Now we're having a
Jordan, are you here?
Shema Kavanah.
Okay, yes. I've got Aruna Beth, I've got you for that.
Well, actually, I was going to see if maybe my sister Lauren would like to read this. Is she listening? Lauren Rose?
Uh-huh.
I'm here.
Will you read the Shema Kavanah?
You read the screen?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Shema Kavanah. All life is joined together. We are connected to the heart. Sometimes, in our scattered, separate universes, we forget that we are one. And as our hearts begin to open, compassion and love are who we are. And all living things on this planet join us when we sing this song.
And would you like to lead us in the regular Shema, Lauren?
Oh, just the regular? Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Baruch Shem Kavod Malkuto Le'olam Va'ed. Thank you.
We're going to continue with a Shema that our beloved Rabbi Hanan, who we know is still with us in spirit. Hanan, what do you think? We're doing this virtually, so we're including you in the virtual realms. So this is one that he used to sing so beautifully, and it was written by Fantuzia. I'm not sure a lot about him, but I believe it's from the Middle East.
He's part of the Rainbow Gathering people.
Fantuzzi? I'm going to go for a little bit of at-one-ment here. At-tune. Oh, yes. We have air blowing through the studio because we have lights on here. And it does things to instruments. Somehow that E went sharp on me. Gives us time to reflect on how we are one.
We just need to tune up our lives.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting a tune-up.
You are my mother, you are my father, you are my lover, you are my friend. You're the beginning, you're the center, you are beyond the end. You are the colors of the rainbow, you're the pure white light in me. You are the rivers and the mountains, you are the the sky, you are the sea, and I love you now, 'cause you help me see you in all, see you in me, 'cause I'm in you and you're in me. I am you and you are me. Branches of a tree are many, but the tree is one. Petals of a lotus are many, but the lotus is one. Gurus and rabbis, teachers are many, but the truth is one. Prophets and religions are many, but God is one. And I love you now, 'cause you help me see you in all, see you in me, 'cause I'm in you and you're in me, 'cause I am you and you are me. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto, Leolam Vahem. Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto, Leolam Vahem. I will love my neighbor as I love myself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. 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 And now we follow that with Via Hofta. Do we read first?
I think there's a reading.
You shall,
I think
you shall love.
Yes.
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth, you shall love.
Yes. You shall love. And you shall love Shekhinah, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. These words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligently, gently, gently to your children. You shall speak of them when you are sitting in your house, when you are walking by the way, when you lie down and when you rise up. You shall meditate upon them day and night. You shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, that you may remember every day of your life that God is love and God is one.
Pamela.
ואהבת לרעך ואהבת כמוך ואהבת אני השם ואהבת לרעך כמוך אני השם. You shall have love in your heart for yourself and your friends to create a world of hope and peace. We were made in the light of Hashem. Ve'ahavta
l'recha ve'ahavta ואהבת אני השם ואהבת לרעך כמוך אני השם. And you shall have love in your heart for yourself and your friends to create a world of hope and peace. We were made in the light of Hashem, and you shall love, and you shall love. Ve'ahavta, ve'ahavta. Please join us. And you shall love in the light of Hashem. And you shall love in the light of Hashem. Ve'ahavta in the light of Hashem. Ve'ahavta.
Julian, will you read the Mikamoka Kavanah with joy and gusto for us?
Absolutely. On this day, we recall the joy of our spiritual ancestors as they gained their freedom. When the people saw the miracle of their liberation, they burst out with praise and thanks to the name. They accepted the leadership of the one who had taken them out of their distress. Moses and the people responded with great joy, all together singing, Miakoka, Mikamoka.
And I'm going to sing the High Holiday Melody. If you know it, please join me. Mikamoka, who is like you? Who is like you among the powers? Who is like you? Transcendent in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders.
And an Ashkivenu. When fears multiply and danger threatens, when sickness comes, we know about that a little bit these days. It's God's blessings of shalom that sustain us and upholds us, lightening our burden, dispelling our worry, restoring our strength, renewing our hope, reviving us.
Aleinu Sukat Shalom. Join me. Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shalom. Spread over us wings of peace. Shalom. Spread over us wings of peace. Shalom.
Okay, I want to introduce Emily and Yossi. Can you hear me, Emily? I wondered if you could do the next reading for us. Hanani, you want to bring it up, Janine?
Go to gallery.
Emily and
Yes.
yeah, there you go. Emily and
Okay.
Yossi will be doing the leading up the services tomorrow morning, and the memorial service in the afternoon. And so they're just been leading the services for a while. Yossi's joined us recently
Hineni.
doing what?
Here I am.
Here I am, Hanani. Here they are, Hanani.
Here I am, one being within this community. And may I bring the best of my energies to these holy days, approaching this vital work with open heart and mind, sincerity, and sustained focus on the deep questions of this season.
Who am I? How shall I live? Where have I fallen short or failed? This night I take up the challenge of the days of awe, a searching examination of my life, a moral inventory of my deeds, words, and thoughts. Let me face the truth about myself and listen to your still, small voice. Taking comfort in your promise that I am always free to change, released from staleness and routine, let me know the joy of beginning again.
May I gain strength as I share this task with those around me, united by our common purpose. Tikkun Midot, improving our characters, and Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. I now prepare myself to pray.
That's going to bring us into the Amidah, time when we stand with the divine, and however you like to do it. There'll be some words, alternative Amidah from poet Margie Piercy, and the Rune of Death is going to bring us into it with some music. Go ahead.
The water flows from the source of life, from the mother Shekhinah of the world. The living waters bring healing to one who is generous of heart. Enter, open your heart within my heart. Enter, open your heart within my heart. Please join me in Lila Lies. Lai, lai, la, lai, lai, la, la, lai, lai, lai. Lai, la, lai, lai, la, 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 lai. Lai, 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 la, la, lai, lai, lai. Lai, 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 lai. Enter, open my heart within your heart. Enter, open my heart within my heart. Enter, open your heart within my heart. Enter, We ask now for Chaim, the source of all Chaim, life. And let this new year be a year of life for your sake and for our sake, O power of Chaim. Zachreinu lechaim, melech hafetz v'chaim. Zachreinu lechaim, melech hafetz v'chaim. V'katveinu b'sefer ha'chaim, lemancha Elohim chaim. V'katveinu b'sefer ha'chaim, lemancha Elohim chaim. Elohim, 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 Elohim chaim. Elohim, 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 Elohim chaim. Zachreinu lechaim, melech hafetz v'chaim. Zachreinu lechaim, melech hafetz v'chaim. V'katveinu b'sefer ha'chaim, lemancha Elohim chaim. Please join us. V'katveinu b'sefer ha'chaim, lemancha Elohim chaim. Elohim, 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 Elohim chaim. I just want to thank Rabbi Hanan Stills for bringing all this beautiful music. Much of what you hear we learned from him. And I don't know if you have a photo of him to put on there, Jordan. So people will know. So many of you know that Oregon had a lot of fires and we were in smoke for a couple weeks. And And I don't know about a lot of other people, but it kind of set me back, and I was kind of sick from breathing in the smoke. And there was a lot of people who lost their homes that I knew. And so doing a sermon, you know, with all the music and all the things and not being able to breathe and us practicing, and, you know, was a lot. So I just brought a few things to say and about this year, and also about how it's so beautiful to be with all of you tonight and feel connected, even though with COVID we can't be personally. And I'm so grateful to have a little pod of people right here today. I mean, this is the most people I am ever with, so it's pretty amazing. And I'm just going to read a series of quotes, and I didn't have time to completely weave them together. The first one is from Brené Brown, and she says, "We craft love from heartbreak, compassion from shame, grace from disappointment, and courage from failure." And I think that is what the High Holidays are about. Showing up is our power, story is our way home, truth is our song. We are the brave and the brokenhearted. We are rising strong. And may we rise strong to deal with the things that we're going to have to deal with climate and with our laws to have justice for everyone. And the next subject I want to talk about was Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who we all loved, and she's Jewish and is amazing, and she passed on Rosh Hashanah, and I wanted to read a quote from Starhawk about her. As only the second woman ever to be appointed to the Supreme Court, she broke new ground. She overcame cancer again and again to hold her ground, and I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. And so is my sister and my mother many times, who's no longer with us. She overcame cancer again and again to hold her ground. We were all hoping and praying that she could hold on just a few weeks more until the next election. And Martin Luther King said, "The arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice." And after she died, there was a lot of articles, and they explained a little bit about her life. And this is one from, not sure exactly, I think it's the Washington Post. It says here, Ginsburg was raised in a secular household, but explained in 2018 that her religious background as a Jew influenced her life's work. "I am a judge, born, raised, and proud of being a Jew. The demand for justice, for peace, and for enlightenment runs through the entirety of Jewish history and Jewish tradition." And I'm so grateful to hear her say that we can find that in our tradition today. And I also wanted to read what the Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer said. He said, "I heard of Ruth's death while I was reciting the mourner's Kaddish at Rosh Hashanah service. Ginsburg was a great justice, a woman of valor, a rock of righteousness, and my good, good friend. The world is a better place for her having lived in it." So her death on the eve of Rosh Hashanah also had a significance in the Jewish tradition. Rabbis and friends said one of the themes of Rosh Hashanah suggests that the very righteous people would die at the very end of the year because they were needed until the very end. And this is, who's talking is Rabbi Rick Jacobs, president of the Union for Reform Judaism. "Those who die on the New Year holiday are considered a tzaddik, a title given to the righteous and the saintly." And this is a quote from Rabbi Jacobs. "God is held back until the last moment because they were needed most and were the most righteous." Ginsburg, born in 1933, the year Hitler was appointed as Chancellor of Germany, said, her life's work was shaped by the Holocaust. She said, "It makes you more empathetic to other people who are not insiders, who are outsiders." And she said this in 2018. I'm so glad that we had all those great movies about her, and everyone was interviewing her. Rabbi Jacobs also noted that Ginsburg was named for the biblical Ruth, the grandmother of the Jewish King David, and the person through whom redemption is supposed to come. So he said, "I like to think of our Ruth Bader Ginsburg, in terms of the generation to come that will carry on her legacy and do what she did, which is to repair many of the injustices in our world. All of us are her descendants, and we must carry on the challenging work of fighting for justice at Tikkun Olam." So some of the things, in case you didn't know what she did, is that because of her, and I'm a woman here, as Yumi is our cellist, and many of you out there, women can take out a credit card in their own names without a male signatory. I was a teenager before that changed. Women can't be fired for being pregnant. Women can earn admittance into military academies. Women are legally protected from any form of violence. Women are allowed to live with their significant other without being married. Women can ask for a divorce due to domestic violence. Women can open their own bank accounts without male permission. Women can adopt a baby as a single woman. Women are allowed to sue companies for pay discrimination even after 6 months have passed, and on and on and on. So we owe an immeasurable amount of gratitude to Ruth Bader Ginsburg for the freedoms we enjoy today as women and as people. It is now on us to never take for granted the progress we've made, while at the same time continuing our fight for equality and women's rights. Rest in power, RBG. So the other thing is that she didn't just focus on helping everybody else. She also took care of herself. She had a personal trainer, and twice a week she worked with, lifting weights and kept herself healthy. So she really honored her own self and her own health as much as she could. And so I think since '99 she had worked out for twice a week for an hour, even at 87. So she said the trainer was the most important person in her life. Without the support and her consistent attention to her own well-being, she wouldn't have been able to carry on. Resilience is silent and deep, like roots. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't explode outward. It doesn't fall. It doesn't break. It simply always is, and you are. That's from Victoria Erickson. That's how I think of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, as a person who had extreme resilience. And may we all be resilient in this new year. The other thing that Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, which later, we're looking at this camera now, okay. She said, if you want to be a true professional, you will do something outside yourself, something to repair tears in your community, something to make life a little better for people less fortunate than you. That's what I think a meaningful life is, living not for oneself, but for one's community. And the other thing she said was, fight for things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. A lot of wisdom from this woman. And I have a lot of other things. Jordan, how much more time do I have? Hello? Okay. All right.
Not time for a lot of things.
Okay. Just want to say a couple things that she said was, real change, enduring change happens one step at a time. And another quote is, so often in life, things that you regard as an impediment turn out to be great good fortune. That reminds me of some of the Hasidic stories. Reacting in anger or annoyance will not advance one's ability to persuade. I am a very strong believer in listening and learning from others. In the course of a marriage, one accommodates the other. In every good marriage, it helps sometimes to be a little deaf. Don't be distracted by emotions like anger, envy, resentment. They just sap energy and waste time. You can disagree without being disagreeable. If you have a caring life partner, you help the other person when that person needs it. I had a life partner who thought my work was as important as his, and I think that made all the difference for me. I have two more. Women belong in all places where decisions are being made. It shouldn't be that women are the exception. And the last one. I would like to be remembered as someone who used whatever talent she had to do her work to the very best of her ability. And I believe that she did that and is a model. And I was just going to read the Dalai Lama, which I thought her talk, what she says is very similar to what the Dalai Lama said, which is, we are visitors on this planet. We are here for 90 or 100 years at the very most. During that period, we must try to do something good, something useful with our lives. If you contribute to other people's happiness, you will find the true goal, the true meaning of life. And I have a little song about the life, end of life.
Quote, or you want me to wait?
You can say your quote. Okay, Rob has a quote to add. Thank you.
I just so glad to honor Ruth Bader Ginsburg, dying auspiciously on Rosh Hashanah. Avinu Malkeinu, who can explain you? We can't explain these things, but we know that the tenet of Judaism is justice, justice you shall pursue, and she epitomized that. A quote from Sri Ramakrishna. The winds of grace are always blowing, but you have to raise the sail. And one from Martin Luther King Jr. We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. The choice is not between violence and non-violence, but between non-violence and non-existence.
Beautiful. I feel so happy to be around kindred spirits. So I put a poem to music called I Will Not Die an Unlived Life, and this is in honor of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and to anyone else who needs it. Actually, it sounds a little off key. Better. I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. I will not live in fear. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise shining until my heart becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, to live so that which came to me as seed goes to the next as a blossom, and that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit. I will not die an unlived life with you. Thank you. L'Shana Tova. May you have a good fast.
Come now to what is called the service of forgiveness. Crux of the high holidays. It's what makes the high holy days high. This at-one-ment thing. How is atonement possible? How is it possible to take a fragment of self and from it become one? Some mystical process, reunifying a fragmented self. process is one of forgiving, releasing our past, and inviting the spirit of one into our lives and being forgiven. Spirit, the oneness, is composed of 13 qualities as it comes through us. These attributes can transform our characters and reshape our lives. After Moshe encountered his people with the golden calf, he smashed the original tablets in anger. He returned to Sinai and confronted the One. Moshe asks to see God's glory. God agrees, saying, I will make all my goodness pass before you. But then he informs Moses, you cannot see my face, for no human can see me and live. I will shield you with my hand until you have passed by. And then I will remove my hand, and you shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen. Moses did not see God, rather the qualities of the One as expressed through the human being. These are known as 13 attributes.
And we usually sing these 3 times. I was going to sing the Hebrew once and the English twice. Please join us if you know. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum v'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed v'Emet, Notze Chesed la'alafim, Nose avon v'fesha, V'chata v'nakeh. Please join me. Shekhinah, Shekhinah, compassion and tenderness, patience, forbearance, kindness, awareness, bearing love from age to age, lifting guilt and mistakes and making us free. Last time. Shekhinah, Shekhinah, compassion and tenderness, patience, forbearance, kindness, awareness, bearing love from age to age, lifting guilt and mistakes and making us free. And now we're going to start the Vidui process, and Rob is going to lead us in a prayer to say responsibly.
If I have hurt you, forgive me.
If I have hurt you, forgive me.
If I continue to hurt you, inform me.
If I continue to hurt you, inform me.
If I have touched you, return the touch.
If I have touched you, return the touch.
If I have separated from you, call out to me.
If I have separated from you, call out to me.
If I have forgotten you, remind me.
If I have forgotten you, remind me.
If you or I are anonymous, name us.
If you or I are anonymous, name us. I forgive. Before I ask you to forgive me, it is only right that I forgive others who have offended me, who have damaged me intentionally or willfully, who have injured my reputation, my property, my body, or who have hurt others I love or care for, whether by thoughts, words, or deeds. Please join me in the last line. I forgive every person. May no one be punished on my account.
You know us, Eternal One. You know all of our secrets, for we are of you. We are children of heaven, made in your image. You know all of our thoughts, our desires, and deeds. Nothing is hidden from you. Although we are sparks of you, Eternal One, we often feel distant from you, and at times we become unbalanced. Our emotions and drives can overwhelm us, causing us to act impulsively and automatically, without regard to consequence. Consciously or unconsciously, we act in ways that at our best seem foolish, and at our worst, to harm to others and ourselves.
Please join us in the Achet, the Asham Nu. Ay, 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 responsively. Asham Nu,
Asham Nu,
Bagad Nu,
Bagad Nu,
Gazal Nu,
Gaza Nu,
Dibarnu Dofi,
Dibana Nofi,
Hevienu,
Hevinenu,
Vihir Shanu,
Behishanu,
Zadnu,
Zadnu,
Hamasnu,
Hamasnu,
ay 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 Tafanu Shacher,
Tefana Shaker,
Yatsnura,
Yatsnura,
Kizavnu,
Kizanu,
Latsnu,
Latsnu,
Pashanu, oh sorry, Maradnu,
Maradnu,
Niatsnu,
Niatsnu,
Sararnu,
Saranu,
Avinu,
Avinu,
Pashanu,
Ashanu,
Sararnu,
Saranu,
Keshinu Oref,
Krishna Oref,
Rashanu,
Rashanu,
Shichatnu,
Shechanu,
Tiavnu,
Tiavnu,
Tienu,
Tienu,
Titanu.
Itanu. We are light,
We are light,
we are true,
we are truth,
we are infinite wisdom.
we are infinite wisdom. Ay, 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 ay.
We have betrayed, we have deceived, we have been cruel, we have been self-centered, we've been unforgiving, we have been petty, we've taken others for granted, we've gossiped, we've spread lies, we've been jealous, we've been greedy, we've been uncharitable, we've been stubborn, we've been judgmental, we've been hypocritical, we have hated, we have stolen, we have hurt others, we've neglected others, we stood by when we should have stood up, we've been corrupt, we have oppressed, we've gone astray and have led others astray. We are light,
We are light,
we are true,
we are truth,
we are infinite wisdom.
we are infinite wisdom. For all of these, source of our being, origin of all forgiving, forgive us, teach us, help me to be at one with you. V'hial kulam Eloha salichot, salach lanu, mechal lanu, kapeh lanu.
Forgive me for not taking care of my body. in all the ways you can think of that you haven't taken care of your body, or we haven't. Forgive me for allowing emotional excesses to control me. All those ways. Forgive me for not recognizing the limitations of my judgments. Forgive me for not treating others with love and respect worthy of their true nature, in all the ways you can think of that has happened. For all of these, Source, our being, forgive us, pardon us, help us to be at one with you.
V'yam kulam Eloha salichot, salach lanu, mechal lanu, kapel lanu. Please join me in the English at the bottom. May all we do tonight return us to the light, forgiving and forgetting, releasing us anew.
Avinu Malkeinu.
Avinu Malkeinu. Please join us in Avinu Malkeinu. Our Mother, O Mother and Father of life, please hear us and give us your grace. Our guide deep within us, O hear us and give us compassion and mercy and peace. O guide us through your grace, justice and mercy to all. O guide us and teach us, grant justice and mercy. We shall be free once again. Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Vaneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Vaneinu, Ki ein banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'hesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'hesed, ve'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Vaneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Vaneinu, Ki ein banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'hesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'hesed, ve'hoshienu. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, ve'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Vaneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Haneinu, Ki Ein Banu Masim.
Beautiful. Come to the Unatana Token prayer. Let us now proclaim the awesome power of this day, for we know that you, the Holy One, are here with us. Unatana Tokef is one of the most difficult prayers in Judaism, yet the prayer contains a certain truth. My control over my destiny is limited, and I must learn to accept what I cannot change. I must also recognize that my actions have consequences, and by these actions, both positive and negative, I have set things into effect that cannot be stopped. I stand before you this holy day in awe of its magnificence. I am aware that all is you and all flows from you. My judgments and beliefs fade into nothing in your light.
So, I think we were supposed to put the Torah away, Rob. It's away.
Yeah.
It's away. And I want people, I don't know if you can focus on the, oh, we'll wait for Kaddish for that. So there's a part called the Unatana Tokef. And Emily and Yossi are going to go way more into this prayer on Yom Kippur morning. But I'm going to do the first verse of Leonard Cohen's Who by Fire. And I was thinking that we know people who lost their homes, people who died in the fire. A very important person who helped with Brighton Bush and helped save Opal Creek was killed in that fire. So we never know how we're going to go. And here's my kavanah, and then we'll go with You Write the Mystery. Who by fire, who by water, who in the sunshine, who in the nighttime, who by high ordeal, who by common trial, who in your merry, merry month of May, who by very slow decay, and who shall I say is calling? And who shall I say is calling?
And as Rabbi Hanan empowered us to take on the liturgy and make it our own, and when we looked at the prayer, or when I looked at the prayer, it didn't quite work for me. And yes, Leonard Cohen approached it too, and Leonard got close too, although I must say it didn't quite make it for me. So I tried to write something that had meaning for me around this question of who shall pass? Who shall I say is calling? Yeah. The mystery, who shall pass? You write the mystery, who mystery. Who will be? Write the mystery. Who will suffer? Write the mystery. Who will live in peace? What if I live my life?
What if I lived my life
like it was my last year?
like it was my last year?
How would I transform?
How would I transform?
How would I face my fear?
How would I face my fear?
I cannot know your way.
I cannot know your way.
But your presence is here. But your presence is here. You write the mystery.
Who shall pass?
Write the mystery. Who will be born? You write the mystery. Who will suffer? Write the mystery. Who will live in peace?
I'm in talent, in awe, talent of the people that I work with, not alone. And I'm going to spotlight some of the creative talent here, and just want to thank them for making this possible. And I also want to say that we don't do this for me, we do this for you. And so if you're listening to this and you're enjoying it, you can donate at autolam.org. And even if you just donate $1 or $2, it'll mean a lot to me and to creative people that know that you care enough to give something, support this work. It doesn't have to be a lot. I want also to highlight these people to talk about what else is happening. I'm hoping Emily and Yossi will say something about tomorrow. Emily, Yossi?
Wait.
You want us to say something about tomorrow?
Yeah, when is it happening? You want to say anything about what's happening?
We'll be starting at 10:30, and we'll be doing, reviving a lot of old Hanan tunes that maybe people haven't heard for a while. And Yossi will be doing lots of kavanah that will be very from the heart and renewing.
And as I understand that, carrying on the tradition that we learned from Rabbi Hanan of Yom Kippur as one of the most joyful days of the year.
You always said so. And Hanan, of course, had a beautiful voice as a cantor, and Yossi's a trained cantor, and will be sharing his beautiful voice with us as well.
Such a gift to be partaking of our voices and light this evening too. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
And then you want to say something about the afternoon, 5 o'clock?
There'll be a Yisker service at 5 o'clock, and Rob and Beth and Yossi and myself will be sharing that. And at 6 o'clock is Neila, and although we're not all together, I think after tonight you'll see that it will feel like we are all together, because tonight has certainly felt that way.
We'll continue the tradition of the Neila service being very collaborative, have everybody contributing. And if you have something to contribute, let me know. If someone out there besides people on the screen, I know Alfredo is going to contribute something as well.
Okay.
From Hawaii.
Woo.
Okay. And I have a few more quotes and slides for you to close the great gates with.
We have,
And I guess the Penny Salas had offered to do a movement workshop in the play shop in the park. I guess that's been canceled. Not enough people have RSVP'd, unfortunately. She was very kind to actually create an in-person event. This year is just virtual. And any other announcements I missed, anybody? All right, thank you for being here. And if you, again, for security reasons, I'm just putting the link on emails. You're welcome to share the links with people you know. Ask them not to post them. And it's unfortunate because some people just aren't getting in because they're not realizing they need the link before they can get in here. So if you don't have if you're not on the email list, get it to me somehow. Put it on the chat. I'll check the chat, and I'll get you an email with all the links for tomorrow and future events. Okay.
I would just add the United Way of Lane County. There's some of the people that are helping the most with the wildfire relief. I know right here it's not right in front of us, and we're all staying home a lot. But there are some people that have really been impacted by the fires that came through here. Whatever we can give. I'm pointing. As Anand says, when you point the finger, you're pointing 3 at yourself. So.
Right.
And that tree looks like it's good.
Yeah.
Whatever we can give.
So before we do the Aleinu, I would like to thank Michael Hall, who's been working cameras. I know you can't really see him. He is amazing. And also Rob. We are actually doing this service in Rob's recording studio. And we're so blessed. I know you can't tell because he's so good at virtual backgrounds. And we have all contributed to make this place with the lace, the candles, everything to create a sanctuary for ourselves and for all of you. And I hope that it's been good because I am totally amazed by the talents of these people. And thank again, Yumi, for joining us on cello.
Yes.
And Jordan for holding the fort in Prague, as you see. His version of Prague. So, we're gonna sing this English Aleinu in the traditional melody. So please join me if you know it. Oh, come, let us praise the light of this world and add to the greatness of the Shaper of life, who made every people part divine and blessed each one in its own special way, who gave to us the Torah of truth and destined us to hallow this world. Let us lift up our hearts in praise and joy and thanks, receiving the Spirit, the life within all life, the holy blessed one. And now we're coming to the Kaddish, and I think Jordan and Rob have some things to say.
We're going to
Do Ron Ratner.
read a prayer by Ron Ratner, who's my partner Janice's uncle, living in the Bay Area, and he writes wonderful poems and sutras. SillySutras.com if you want to keep up with Ron's spiritual writings. But we've lost so many people this year. Some close, some we didn't know, but the numbers go up every day. Divine Mother, Father, humbly we pray your blessings for our departed
loved ones
who have returned to you from their treasured time with us on earth. With your grace, may they be unfolded in eternal peace and be forever at one with you. May we who now celebrate their well-lived lives and be inspired to honor their blessed memories by emulating in our lives. May those of us who mourn be comforted. We pray your acceptance of our tears as offerings. May they be blessings for all who grieve or suffer, melting all our sorrows into your divine ocean of joy eternal, so that all those who grieve or suffer
may rejoice in your blessings.
May rejoice in your blessings.
And before we do the Aramaic, I think we were calling out names.
Yes.
We have some calling out names. And we have, I don't know if you can clue in on Ruth Gator Binsberg, we have a little candle for her. And that candle is also for Rabbi Hanan. I don't know if you have a picture of Hanan you could put on, Jordan, or not. No?
Don't have one here.
Okay, it's okay. We'll do it on Neela. We'll do
I will
it
put one. I will get one for tomorrow.
for the
Actually,
cottage service.
Can you hand me that CD right there? It's just to your left.
Okay.
We can get Hanan on here.
Okay.
This is the man. He left us some good recordings too. This is all his in his voice.
So I'd like to, we're of course adding Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I'm going to also add my mother, Joan Audrey Rose, and my uncle, Sidney Rose. And I'm going to open it up so people can call out any names that they'd like to say Kaddish for.
Lima Rachel, my mother, Ruth Goodman.
My mother, Joan Sugarman.
Hmm.
My brother, Chip Collish, and my grandfather, Harry Collish, who both died on Yom Kippur.
John Prine.
Wow.
Paul Lawrence.
Family Flammer.
And many that we may not have thought of in this moment.
Does somebody who hasn't read want to read the Kavanah on the screen share?
Oh, I will.
Kathy, I see you.
Okay.
There you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so beautiful. Kaddish contains no reference to death. Rather, it voices the spirit of the imperishable in us. It is an affirmation made in the midst of death or sorrow, which sounds the repeated theme of life. It confronts us with life's paradoxes.
So please join me in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad divrach yorteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon u'yomechon, u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'vizman kariv, v'yimeru amen. Yehei shmei rava mevorach, la'olam la'omai almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'ripa'ar v'ruman v'yitnaseh, v'yit hadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kudisha barichu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechamata, damiram b'yama v'yimeru amen. Yehei shlama rava min shemaya, v'chayam aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yal kol yoshvei tevel, v'yimeru amen.
Amen.
And Elizabeth and Steve, there you are.
And we invited them.
Go ahead.
We invited Elizabeth and Steve to do this prayer because they are the generation. I mean, we're all, I mean, I won't say everyone else, but I'm in my 60s and they're in their 30s in the early part of it. And so because we're kind of passing this on to the next generation, they're going to read The Merger by Judy Chicago. And then we're going to end with Oseh Shalom.
And then all that has divided us will merge, and then compassion will be wedded to power, and then softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind, and then both men and women will be gentle, and then both women and men will be strong, and then no person will be subject to another's will, and then all will be rich and free and varied, and then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many, and then all will share equally in the earth's abundance, and then we all will care for the sick and the weak and the old, and then all will nourish the young, and then all will cherish life's creatures, and then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth, and then everywhere will be called Eden once again. Beauty Chicago.
So I'm going to sing this in English, and you can sing with me, and then we're going to go into Oseh Shalom. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and may there be peace. May the one who makes peace above help make peace for all of us and for all of Israel and for all who dwell on earth. And let us say, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Romah, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'acho Yisrael, V'meru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'acho Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'acho Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'acho Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'acho Yisrael. Oseh Shalom B'Romah, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'acho Yisrael, V'meru,
Amen.
Amen.
I'm going to leave the meeting open for schmoozing for a while. Hang out for a while. That's fine. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you,
Thank
Yumi and Beth.
So can we be, I want to join audio here and start video.
You can talk from this camera.
Oh, we could?
No, you can't do that.
That's causing a problem.
How do I mute?
You can't do that.
Right on the-
Oh,